Well, we are struggling. 3 straight defeats, 3 straight games without a goal. Sunderland no longer feeling as safe as they were. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Episode number 7 of Career Mode. Loads to get through today. High pressure episode as well, getting dragged down towards the bottom of the table. And we start with this. FA Cup third round away against the one-time winners EFL side, Wigan Athletic. And a big cup set here. 4 straight defeats. And I'll start to feel like the collapse is incoming. Huge game to kick off here. Massive pressure. Let's avoid the cup set. Yep, brief history lesson for those who may be new to football. 2013, Wigan Athletic relegated in the Premier League that season, but they also won the FA Cup, beating Manchester City in one of the all-time great FA Cup final upsets. But today, we cannot afford an upset like that, man. We've got to make sure we get through this and into the last 16. That's the round the board have asked us to reach. That's my minimum requirement as well. And on the back of 3 straight losses, a cup set is the last thing we need as Enzo finds Wilson. Great build-up, and Fatawu smashes wide. That's what you want to do as well when you're under pressure. You don't come out feeling a bit scared, you come out swinging. That's exactly what we've done. And looking good early doors here. Continuing the attack for Tawu. He's got red and white shirts in the middle. Simple tap in for Wilson. Looking good in real life. 3 goals already. I've struggled a bit with him this season. That's why I'd normally go with Robbie. But 2 in the cup for Wilson. Sunderland take the early lead. It's not been a great game. As for Tawu's been brilliant out there, to be fair. Finds a dinger. He flicks it over his head. And then back to Lucharel. As we still lead by 1. Haven't needed to be my best in this game. Wigan not put me under much pressure as an EFL League 1 side. That's not to be surprised about, but it does feel as though the only way we can lose this game is by doing something silly. For now, we have possession, we have control. And we'll also have a second goal as well. Oh no, brilliant save. 12 to play, still currently leading by 1. And yeah, this is kind of exactly how I felt the game was going to go. Just needed that early goal to settle some nerves. And once we got it, we felt in complete control despite only the slender 1-0 scoreline. And the second goal is here if we want it. As Pembele will find Mayenda slips on the turf when doing so. And as the subs link up, can we find an opening? Oh, brilliant. Oh, excellent, excellent. No, brilliant save again. The football at times is fantastic, man. I just wish my finishing was better. The amount of great tiki-taka goals I could have scored this season had I applied a finishing touch to the move. It's not going to matter, we're making it through to the following round, but it's so frustrating knowing as Ballard does head in the dagger. I could have had so many nicer team goals had I been able to keep my composure. But Ballard keeps his first of the season, that's going to do it, and Sunderland will avoid the cup set and make it through to the last 16. Perfect way to relieve the pressure. E-I-E-I-E-I-O, through the FA Cup we go. Tell you what, man, Sunderland going all the way to winning this. Now, that would be the storyline we want in Season 1, man, but not overly confident of getting through the following round if we get drawn against a big team, which is what I'm expecting, and it isn't going to be one. It's Stoke City at home. So our run continues of taking on EFL sides. Golden chance to reach the quarterfinal. Right, next up, massive battle to follow on to next as well. It was struggling Fulham in the bottom 3 right now. 12 games to go in the season. They've got 21 points on the board. We've got 32, so this is what you call a swing game. If we win this, we'll extend the gap to 14 points, and surely then we'll be safe with 11 games to go. But if Fulham win this, they'll cut the gap to single digits, the deficit will be 8, and after 4 straight league losses, we will start to worry we're going to collapse towards the end of the campaign. Massive game to move on to next. Fulham in a huge must-not-lose game at the Stadium of Light. This might be one of the biggest games we've got remaining of the season, you know. Oh, Smith Rowe finds a bit of space, bends one, Roos with the save, and Hume can't control and prevent the corner. And there's definitely what you call nervy faces around the Stadium of Light right now, including my own on the sideline. Knowing that a loss in this game, it's 4 straight defeats, possibly 4 straight games without a goal, and deficit being cut to single digits between us and the relegation zone. That is not something we can afford here, especially at home. Trey to Fatawu, and Smith Rowe is back to it again. He is everywhere in these first 20 minutes. I always say Smith Rowe to me is what you call a confidence player. When he's feeling it, he's almost unstoppable. As Kevin bends in the opener to give him the assist. But it's all about the Brazilian with a wonderful finish that Rivaldo would have been proud of. What a strike. Fulham lead. Well, I may not have heard boos as the half-time whistle rung out, but I certainly would at the full-time whistle if the scoreline remains the same. Sunderland set for their 4th straight game without a goal and 4th straight defeat in the Premier League. This is a huge season-defining second half. I feel like we can get ourselves a chance, and if we get the chance, we have to get the goal. It's as simple as that. Ultimately, my finishing this year has been sus. It's the reason why we're the lowest scoring team in the league. And that's the thing, we do create chances. Maybe not an abundance of them, we do create chances. My problem is my finishing is as bad as it gets. Brobbey, great interplay, finding Abdul, Fatawu, through, puts it wide. Literally right on cue. What a miss. This is it, last chance for Fulham, bringing everyone forward. I miss when you could bring the goalkeeper up for the corners. You can't do that. You used to be able to just press a button and they'd come up, because I'd love Robin's height in the box right now. Final chance as Xhaka's delivery is a deep one. It's headed down by Brobbey and cleared by Anderson, and that is probably going to do it. And instead, Fulham are on the breakaway here if they want it. Muniz clips it through. Samuel's in his own half when the ball is played through. Fulham are through for surely the dagger, and a huge 3 points that gives them a massive, massive springboard in their bid to survive. It's the Nigerian international that stuns the Stadium of Light and gives Fulham a priceless victory in the North-East. Sunderland's slump continues, and our slide to the bottom 3 looks even more probable now. Not panicking, still got 11 games to go, and I feel really we only need 2 wins, which we should definitely be able to get in 11 games. We're on the back of 4 straight defeats. I am starting to get a bit nervous now, especially since you haven't scored in any of those 4 games. Also as well, briefly, I want to say thank you to Zach, who in the comments said change Nordi Mukiele to CB, which is where we have been playing him all season long, because that way he'll grow to 81 overall. So that's what I'm going to do. He is listed as a right back, but he's played literally the whole season at centre half. So thank you, Zach. Appreciate that. I'm going to turn to CB and hopefully get that overall spike. Right, I'm going to jump into the following game where if we lose this one and fail to score again, then I really am going to start to panic. It is Bournemouth heading into this away from home. And that win against Wigan was nice, but in the Premier League it's been nothing but loss after loss after loss and then after loss. So here we need to stop the rot on the South Coast. Next up, Bournemouth away. I would say nowadays 35, 36 points, that's enough to survive in the Premier League most seasons. The 40-point mark was always the benchmark, traditionally, but I think nowadays you can get away with finishing a fewer points than that. But right now, 32 points, so that's why with 11 games to go. I'm not panicking. I tell you what, if we lose again, 5 straight defeats, then I definitely will start panicking. This is a massive game here. Can't afford to lose this one as well. We'll have that with him, mate. 28 minutes in, it's trail crossfield to Gertrudia. The good thing is that it's, oh yes, lovely conditions out there as well. Nice, cool, crisp sunshine, firm turf, exactly what you want to play some good football like this. And a dinger is denied what would have ended our goal drought by an excellent stop by Petrovic. But I can play so much better football when the conditions are like this, man. The rain is not for me. As the corner is headed on by Gertrudia, cleared by Trafford. Lafine nods it back to Siddiqui. He'll get it back. He'll have a go, and it's an easy save. So the second half getting underway as we're still currently deadlocked at 0-0. And the point would stop the rot, and I often say, you know, when you're going through a loss streak, you just have to stop the rot. It may not be the big 3-0 win you are hoping for, but does it stop the rot? You know, that's the most important thing. That is exactly how I'm feeling right now. Another game without a goal, yes. Our scoring slump continuing, yes, but it's not going to be the loss streak extending, and that's the key. I often liken it to like a block sink. First thing you've got to do before anything else is turn the tap off, as Alderete has given away a penalty. For what? Was there a push? I didn't see it initially. Oh yeah, there is. That's right. That's a correct call. I didn't see it initially, but the arm came out, push on the back. You could call it soft, but in this VAR era, there is no doubt about it. That is a clear pen. I've got no complaints. And Kluivert puts it down the middle. Sunderland are sinking without a trace. biggest problem I've got right now is I just can't score. I mean, it sounds obvious, I know, but if this continues, then I do think we'll go down. Like, we're going to score again before the end of the Premier League season, I think. You know, I feel confident that's going to happen, but I just can't get it sorted in that regard at the moment. And the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be to break out of it. Oh, I just can't finish. What do I have to do to get a goal, man? So that's an advantage played. Wilson through one-on-one, chips to keeper. Come on. In for Brighton, Robbie. First league goal of the season. Wilson with a brilliant finish puts us on level terms. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not the win that we really wanted, but it does stop the rot and the loss streak ends here. I love how so many of my one-on-ones this season have been blazed way off target. What does Wilson do without scoring all season long? Chips to keeper like he's Eric Cantona. What a way to get a point on the South Coast. I'll have that. So, just played the following game away against Leeds in the bottom three right now. I'll be honest, it was an absolutely awful game. Very little to report. Certainly the last on match of the day, no doubt about that. But it does mean back-to-back games without a loss in the Premier League, and the rot has definitely been stopped. So we'll move past it and jump straight into the following game, and there's no chance at a draw in this one because it is Stoke in the FA Cup, last 16, heading into this where a win will put us into the quarterfinals and a golden chance at going all the way to Wembley. The Championship side comes to the Stadium of Light. Stoke at home next up. Stoke have started off better here in the opening 20 minutes, still tied at 0-0. They're sensing a cup set based on Sunderland's poor run. And right now with the Black Cats bereft of belief, we've got to do something to turn it around, otherwise... Oh, hello. Oh, what a ball, Brian Brobby. And Adingra hits the post. Amazing through ball. But it's the Doc special. Great ball inside for what should be a simple finish. And he fluffs his lines as ever. I might be gaining a reputation as the worst finisher in FC 26 because I tell you, the amount of chances I've missed this year are, well, it's embarrassing really. The list is endless at this point. And that is a big one there. We're going to get more. We're going to get more. This is a Championship side at home. And yes, we've struggled for goals this season. Yes, we've struggled for form lately. But there's no doubt about it. More chances are coming. A wonderful interplay. And that should have been the goal. Enzo denied, still 0-0. Keep pressing, and I'm sure we'll find a breakthrough. We've got 6 to go before the break, and those stats in the top left showing you at the moment we're looking the better team, but what's missing is one of those shots to not just hit the target, but hit the back of the net. There it is. Oh, what a goal. Right from the goal kick, all the way through. And Adingra, who's been probably my second best player of the season, gets us in front. I feel like, to me, EA needs to make it slightly easier to play like a killer ball in around the edge of the area, because what I'm finding is the reason why it's so hard to score such nice team goals, and I have scored a couple this season, don't get me wrong, but like, you can have all the possession you want around the, 30-yard area, for example. Like, around, like, here, it's fine. But as soon as you get towards the edge of the area, that's when the passes are more frequently intercepted. And I get it, it's a higher degree of difficulty, but if you want to encourage good passing play, I feel like you've got to give like a bit more like leniency towards the attacking players, because otherwise it makes far more sense from a strategist point of view just to continue using pace and going down the wing, and scoring the old school style of goals. So to me, that's what I'd like EA to change. Make it just slightly easier to have like a killer ball right on the edge, because I can dominate possession. You see in the top left there, but when I get to the edge, that's where the passing moves break down so quickly, and I can't find that route to go inside and get the clear-cut chance. I do believe personally, like right there, EA should make it a little easier for you to score and put an end to your nice passing move. Otherwise, it makes people frustrated to play that way when it's so much easier to score goals with pace and cutting in. Yeah, I think personally, if EA want to encourage more team styles of play with higher rates of possession and tiki-taka, beautiful peak Spain, Barcelona kind of goals, then they need to make it slightly easier to play the killer through ball. And in the end, we had one which separated the sides, 1-0 scoreline, but a win regardless, and Sunderland are in to the FA Cup quarterfinals. Like, if you can only create one good chance that way during a whole game, then why is anyone going to play that way when it's obviously far easier to get like 5, sometimes 6 chances by playing with pure pace down the wings? So no cup sets there, it appears, as we make our way into the quarterfinals. Our run of facing an EFL side in that case is guaranteed to be over, and in the last state we will be taking on, hoping for another game at home here. It is, but it's going to be one of the favourites, Chelsea, as Enzo Maresca's side will come to the stadium alight. Big underdogs for that. So 3 more scouting updates with only 2 months to go, where from France we shall continue scouting these 3 players here. And man, has it been a tough first year of scouting, man. But a lot more realistic though, not unearthing gems every single month. From England we'll keep on scouting these 7 players. And from Paraguay I haven't found a single player making the academy throughout the entire mission. So I think with only 1 month left afterwards, one of those guys is going to get the scholarship unless we do unearth the next Felipe Marcano next month. I'm pessimistic, it just hasn't worked out unfortunately. But you never know, man, you never know. There's still 1 more month to go. Right, let's do a couple more games today then. Following contest, Brighton at the Stadium of Light. Well, with 34 points on the board, I would say 10 games remaining. Sorry, 9 games remaining now. 1 win. 1 win is all we need to all but secure survival. Let's try and get it today with 2 more games remaining. Next up, Brighton at the Stadium of Light. In a moment, I feel like we're doing most of the right things. The thing we're currently lacking is the A, finishing touch, but also B, that kind of... I would say that kind of like the locksmith, you know, the person that can go out there and just open the door when it appears to be shut. Is that what a locksmith does? Not really, it's more like a burglar. But I think that's what we're lacking, man. Like, the defence, for the most part, is really solid. We keep a lot of clean sheets. Our defence is good, one of the strongest in the league for the position we're in. But, yeah, I think that's what we're lacking at the moment, really. I think that the better we get as a team, the more we can start thinking about, you know, removing Xhaka from the lineup and maybe going with an attacking midfielder as opposed to a defensive midfielder. Right now I need a DM to help me break up attacks, but yeah, when we start to get to a certain level, that's when I need like a class attacking midfielder to come through. Oh, brilliant save, but probably no, what a save for Brugge with a double stop and unlock those defences. Great build-up. Great passing move. What's just happened? What always happens. Doxy missing up the finish. It's better though, no doubt about it. Like, you can tell there's more confidence now. There's a bit more. Oh, Xhaka is not happy about that. There's more confidence. There's a bit more assertiveness to our play, which we're going to need if we're going to start scoring some goals and creating more chances. But what we really need is a clinical finish at the end of some of our passing plays. That's what we're missing right now, as I keep on repeating. But like I said, that's mainly for my benefit. I need to drill it into myself, man. Doxy, you're doing a lot of good things, son, but you know where you're failing, you know? And I think sometimes we all know where we're letting ourselves down, don't we? If we're honest with ourselves, we all know what the problem is. Oh, what a save! And I know what my problem is. It is definitely finishing, getting good chances, playing good football, just not finishing the moves. To be fair, that's a class save by Brugge and that, still 0-0. Another game where I'm held scoreless, my 3rd in my last 5. But we are edging closer towards safety. We're crawling towards the finish line. No defeats in our last 3 Premier League games, 3 clean sheets on the board as well. There's positives, if not all 3 points. Right, following game, we'll end on this as well. Excited for it too. Our 2nd Tyne derby of the season, as we are taking on Newcastle away, who this season have struggled in mid-table, only just above us right now. And after beating them in the Stadium of Light, aiming to complete the season sweep and get a massive 3 points as we aim to return to victory after none in our last 7, I believe, in the Premier League. Eddie Howe's Magpies away in a feisty Tyne derby, our closer today. Second half underway, still currently deadlocked at 0-0. I feel like I've said that a lot of times this season. It's one thing I do want EA to fix. Like I said before, I like the authentic gameplay, I really do. The results are very realistic. The season we've had has been quite realistic too, but the amount of clean sheets in games are just far too many. We have kept, I think, more clean sheets than almost everyone in the Premier League this season, and as a newly promoted team, that's not realistic. And I feel as though if we don't keep the clean sheet, then the opposition keeps the clean sheet. And I'm not saying I want goal glut games of 5-4, 4-3 all the time, but put it this way, there's only been 1 game this season where we've conceded more than 2 goals. as Enzo fires wide of the post. To further that point, one thing I've noticed is that on the authentic gameplay sliders, EA have the shot error increased to 60, where there's nothing about an error there from Anthony Gordon. And I do wonder if that's just a bit too high, and that's one of the reasons why I'm missing a lot of decent chances. But there was no miss there, just a pinpoint finish, Newcastle in front. Yeah, if I'm EA, I'm saying props for the gameplay. We've done a good job this year, but there's two things we do need to tweak. Number one, scoring and conceding. A lot of the games are far too low scoring, as again, for the third game in 4, we failed to hit the back of the net. But also injuries, still haven't had one in the entire season so far. A feisty, time-weird derby that was separated by an individual bit of brilliance. Anthony Gordon wins it and proves that Sunderland are not safe just yet. But that'll do it for today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Big fan, wish you enjoyed it. If you had, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with more games in the Premier League, hoping to finally get a win on the board in the league and the FA Cup quarter-final at home to Chelsea. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.